Hello, my name is David Vresh, and my speech is on tattoos and discrimination in the workplace. I'd like to start off by asking that if any of you have tattoos, please go ahead and raise your hands. All right, I see that's a little under half of you, which actually matches the statistics. A study done by Ipsos in 2019 found that around 30% or 3/10 of Americans had tattoos. This is a 9% increase from the same study that was done in 2012, meaning that this statistic is increasing and more people are getting tattoos. However, in today's world, people with tattoos are discriminated against, and in order to fix this, we must eliminate ignorance, spread awareness, and fix intolerances in the workplace. Many people with tattoos are denied employment, especially in interview situations, whether it's directly stated in jobs requirements or it's just a personal bias from the interviewer. To talk about this, I'd like to share a story about my father's experience in the military and the PA State Police. In 1987, when my father is 18, he goes in to join the Marines. Fast forward about 8 years, he comes out with a couple tattoos, one of which was on the inside of his forearm. Getting tattoos in the military is incredibly common, and I'd like to share a couple of examples of those, such as St. Michael. And a very common one in the Marines is the Marine emblem, Eagle, Globe, and Anchor. When my father gets out of the Marines, he wants to go and join the PA State Police. At the time, this yielded no issues because they had no strictly enforced tattoo policy other than just avoiding tattoos on the face. This yielded no issues for a very long time until 2017, where a widespread internal affairs investigation went underway. This did two very important things. The first of which was to require all current troopers to prove that they had gotten their tattoos before joining the academy. Second of which was that it denied entry of any member who had tattoos of any kind from joining the academy. This disqualified so many good men and women from joining, not to mention the fact that a lot of these people were coming from the military, and as I said, that's very common to get tattoos in there. A report done by Staff Sergeant Stephanie Van Geet, she stated that although the times have changed, the military's love affair with tattoos have not. Today, it seems you couldn't throw a rock into an army formation without hitting a soldier with at least one tattoo. This discrimination against veterans, these people who have served their country, was criminal, not only affecting them, but anybody who wanted to be a PA State Trooper. And after years of this, they had realized their mistake. And in 2020, they had updated their policy to such. As part of the policy revision, troopers had the option to wear the department-issued long-sleeved uniform shirt year-round. Members with tattoos that will be visible when wearing the short-sleeved summer uniform shirt are required to wear long sleeves. Tattoos are not allowed to be visible below the wristline or above the neckline at any time. This meant that candidates were able to be accepted if they had tattoos, and a huge weight was lifted off the trooper soldiers who had tattoos that were dealing with these limitations. And in celebration of this, my father actually had gotten a couple tattoos that he'd been wanting to get before he retired, such as St. Michael that I'd shown before. But despite all of these improvements, nothing was completely fixed. These troopers were still not allowed to show their tattoos, not to mention the countless other organizations that were discriminating against people with tattoos. Currently, Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 protects employees and job applicants from employee discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin, but does not yet prohibit discrimination based on tattoos or other forms of body art. This comes directly out of the article of the legality of tattoo discrimination in employment by Luann Ma. This meant that although people were being protected due to their race and other aspects, they could still be discriminated or denied employment based on their tattoos. So how does this get fixed? How do we help these people to find work in the employment and stop discrimination against it? I've come up with 4 solutions that I believe could greatly help these people. The first of which is revising workplace restrictions. Having companies lift their restrictions against tattoos like the PA State Police did. It didn't completely fix the issue, but it was a huge step. And having more and more companies do the same exact thing would help. A survey conducted by TeamStage found that 76% of people feel visible tattoos hurt an applicant's chances in an interview. Lowering these percentages and changing these statistics would greatly help people. My second solution is to spread awareness, help young people understand exactly what tattoos mean, how it can affect their future, what it exactly means that they're permanent. In that same survey, they found that over 40% of people believe that tattoos are inappropriate at work. If we help these young people understand exactly what having a tattoo means, they're then able to go and run these interviews. They run companies and don't have these biases. When I actually went to go get my first tattoo, I had to sit down and have a long talk with my father about what exactly that mean, the kind of limitations I could have had, the way it could affect my future. My rule for myself was that if I wanted a tattoo, I had to still want it a year from then, and then I could get it. It ended up being about 3 years, and obviously I still wanted it. The tattoo I got is the chemical symbol for dopamine. What that means to me is I have ADHD, and it's a chemical associated with your brain, and it's an important symbol that means a lot to people with ADHD like myself. But the fact that I had to heavily consider my future and my career when thinking get a tattoo really says something about the state of the world. My next solution is to stop ignorance and erase stigmatism, especially in the older generations. The same survey found that 63% of people over 60 feel that tattoos are inappropriate at work. You'll notice that when we isolate the older age groups, that the percentages tend to increase. Biases are usually passed down through generation or by adopting culture. If we stop this at the middleman and let young people form their own opinions, they can avoid negative biases and negative connotations that tattoos can have. My final solution is to fix mistakes. An article done by NPR entitled, "As Statues of America's Racist Past Were Removed This Year, So Were Tattoos." What this lets listeners know was that similar to statues of Confederatism or hate symbols were being taken down, people that had these same symbols tattooed on their body were going into tattoo parlors either to have them removed or covered up. I think acts like this are paramount in stopping the discrimination against tattoos. And the expansion of these acts would help promote peace and help to fix the negative connotation that tattoos can have. In today's world, people with tattoos are discriminated against, but it doesn't have to be this way. If we work to revise workplace restrictions, to stop mistakes that have been made in the past, to stop ignorance, we can allow so many more people to express themselves without fear of infringing on their rights. Thank you very much. And here is my works cited.